It's your boy Ringo TV Reactions. We Gotta Talk TV. I'm your host, Ringo.
It's your girl, Mello.
Okay, what are we gonna talk about today? How me and my wife met and why relationships in today's day don't work.
That's right.
In today's day, when you look at dating and where it's going with people, there are a lot of things that are missing. It seems like everybody just wanna hook up, and it's like they're not organic attractions anymore. There aren't any genuine relationships that are being born in today's day. So what I want to talk about is how we met, our little journey, and hopefully it can, I guess, inspire people to know what may be missing in their life, because they don't understand how long we actually known each other. How many years have been?
31 years.
31 years.
Yes.
All right. The average relationship in today's day don't even last a year.
Lasts less than a year.
Right, just like a week.
Yeah.
They get to know each other for a week, and then all of a sudden now they're done. So we're going to talk about how we met, our journey, and we're going to talk about why today's relationships don't actually work. And this is coming from husband and wife. This is real world content, real world information. So where do we begin? I could start it off with what my perspective is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we met like this, right? I was working at a barbershop at the time.
Let's tell them timestamp.
Right.
1993.
1993, right? I was working at a barbershop, and I came home from work, and my cousin, my primo, pretty much was wanting me to go to a Halloween party. Back then, I was a barber, teenager, doing my thing, making money. And he contacted me. He was like, yo, bro, let's go. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm tired. Rough day at work. And he just kept being persistent over and over. Come on, come on. And I'm like, you know what, man, I'll think about it. And I basically told him no. And then he contacted me again last minute. And it was around, I think, 7 p.m., somewhere around there if I can remember. And it was already night. It was dark outside. And I was like, all right, I'll go. So we go to the party, and I enter into the party, and, you had the music playing. They had some music playing. You had a lot of girls up in there dancing.
There's a lot of soca music, calypso music, in which I love.
Soca music, calypso, and, the party was jumpy, right?
Back then, those parties were...
Yeah, house parties.
House parties.
House parties was the best thing ever,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So we're in there, we're doing our thing. The girls are there, and the thing about the parties back in the day, they would have the lights off.
Yes.
And they would put it on a little bit, turn it back off, put it on, off. And it would tease you a little bit, because when it turns on, you get to scope the room to see who's in there. Mm-hmm. So that was your opportunity to see who was the ladies. And back then in house parties, you had a lot of ladies that would be in these house parties. So one thing led to another, and I find myself there with my cousin. We just kind of chilling and just kind of getting to understand what's going on around us. So next minute, I see her dancing.
You see me dancing?
I see her dancing, wilding out. Doing some, what the song was, what is it?
Oh, cent, 5 cent, wait, the dollar song.
The dollar, that one. So she there dancing, right? So she there wilding.
I wasn't dancing with you first.
No. She wasn't dancing. You're dancing with
You're
somebody
right.
else.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm looking, lights, again, the lights would turn on.
So wait, mind you, we were in the world. We're.
Listen, I think they pretty much know that already.
No, but some people.
But basically what she's saying is we were, how a lot of time they know I follow the Most High and I follow the scriptures.
Right.
So they automatically think like, oh, back then you were with the Bible.
Right.
Fam, I was not with the Bible back then.
No.
If anything, I was just in the world. I can't even say I was with the devil. You know how some people be like, oh, they were just in sin going crazy. I was pretty much just a cool dude.
Right, you just didn't know.
What I mean? Stayed out of trouble.
Yeah,
that's just the way it was, but I didn't have no knowledge of the Most High.
Right.
So she's at the party, she's dancing, and the lights flick on. I see her, doing some wild dance. I ain't gonna go into too much details, but she was doing some wild dancing, right? So
just enjoying myself.
So I didn't know, it was her that I end up meeting, until, later on, when I realized, because a couple of the sisters in there looked like, I would think that they were family. I think you had...
Yeah, my cousins.
You had cousins that was there.
House, yeah.
All right, so basically, after seeing her dancing, right, the music kind of mellowed out, and it was more, I forgot exactly the song that was playing.
It was a different kind of song, but we ended up leaving.
Right. Basically, we're not going to say we end up leaving. We got to get to the nitty gritty. Don't try to run now.
Okay.
Don't try to run now, because she actually trapped me into getting with her. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, fam. I was minding my own business in the party. Minding my own business, mind you. Just chilling. My cousin was there. We hanging out. Next minute, some girl grabbed my hand.
Stop it.
Some girl grabbed my hand, fam. Grabbed me and pulled me into the corner. Literally. Pulled me into the corner. This is what she did. She literally grabbed me and pulled me to the corner. And I'm like, okay. So we there, and it's like we were doing some dance or whatever the case is. Some song was on, and we were dancing, right? Next minute, she started kissing me.
I don't know how that happened.
You don't know how that happened?
I just don't even know how that happened, but anyway,
Fam,
it is what it is.
Listen, I was minding my own business. I was minding my own business. I kid you not. She grabbed me to the corner. Once we got to the corner, we dancing. I'm holding on to her. We doing our thing. Next minute, she literally started to, take advantage of me by kissing me.
Like, to tell you the truth, I don't even remember all of that.
Yeah,
I remember
right.
the kiss,
Come
but
on.
Like,
So you don't remember you the one that made the first move?
Yeah, I made the first move, yeah.
Okay. So she basically entrapped me into this relationship, and that's it.
I guess that's how it was back in the day. Like,
back in the days, when a lady saw a man she wanted, she went and she got him.
That's it.
She didn't play any games. So basically, I wish I had my laughter tracks. Once the actual show get popping, I'm going to have all the controls right next to me. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to put another table right here that have the buttons for all the controls. I think that's how I'm going to do it. But anyway, we basically was in the party, and she grabbed my hand and brought me to the corner. We was dancing in the corner where it was almost like it was private, because we were like the only one in that corner. I mean, they had other people dancing around us, but we had our own section where the back part of the wall was there. So it was like our own space.
Wow, you remember all of that? I don't remember none of that, but it's
you don't
okay.
remember that part?
No.
I remember that because I remember we was by, it was almost near a speaker. And if I'm correct, there was like a wall and there was a window on the other side. I remember that because the light kept flicking on and off.
All I remember is the good parts. Yeah.
Well, you understand, right? So, so let's get back to the story. She grabbed my hand and basically pulled me to the corner. And it's not like she just grabbed my hand and started kissing me right away. It didn't happen like that. We were dancing for, matter of fact, it did happen like that. It was pretty fast.
Yeah,
it's like she knew exactly what was going on. Like she had it planned already. Because to be honest with you, when the lights kept flicking on and off, I seen her and I seen her cousin. I seen her cousin, her cousin. And it's like I only seen those two. There was other girls that were there, but it was like those two pretty much was the ones I was looking at. But I was just there having a good time, just chilling.
Like you
know
weren't deciding on who you wanted.
Right. It wasn't like any of I didn't go there with the intentions on, I'm going there to get her or get her. I was just in the party just vibing, just having fun.
Right, you didn't really want to go, but
I didn't even want to go to the party.
He's not a dancer.
I'm not really a dancer. That's not what I do, but I definitely know how to make the music to make you dance.
Yeah, that's
true.
But,
it is what it is. But anyway, so we go there. She grabbed my hand. She started kissing me in the corner. Obviously, I started doing the same thing back. And next minute, she was like, you know what? Let's get out of here.
Let's go in the hallway.
Let's go into the hallway where we can chit chat and talk. So she, again, grabbed my hand. You grabbed my hand and escorted me into the hallway. Almost like if she's telling all the other ladies in the party, I got him.
Bye.
Bye. I got him. And that's pretty much what happened,
So
right?
basically that whole night, we just left. I left my cousins.
She left
You
everybody.
left your cousin.
Back then that's called what? Flat leave?
Flat leave.
Flat leave. She flat left all her cousins, all the friends, everybody, and we went into the hallway.
So I basically took him away from the two people that you came with, which was your cousin.
My cousin and my
your
elder brother. Yeah. So we in the hallway, we there chilling and talking and whatnot. And
We went to the other side of the building where there was less noise.
no, before we went on that side, we were there for a little bit. I remember every little detail.
But people
See,
kept coming in and out of the hallway.
that's what it was. We left to go to the other side of the building because people kept coming out, being in our business. Yeah. But when we got into the hallway, right, you know, she started to introduce herself. Obviously, I'm talking back. We did chit-chatting and whatnot. And I think I was telling you about how, my cousin brought me to the party and X, Y, and Z.
You didn't want to go.
And, I didn't really want to go. And I think I said something along the lines of, well, I'm glad I came now. You know what I'm saying? And we there chopping it up. Next minute, she tells me she have pretty feet.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you tell me that?
I don't know. I just know that I have pretty feet. So
This is what she did to me. So
not knowing that he likes pretty feet.
So basically, she was advertising. So she literally looked at me and says, hey, I got pretty feet, X, Y, and Z. And I'm listening to this stuff like, what in the world is going on here? So I'm like this. She was wearing Timberland. What it was,
Timberland boots.
The
feet,
woman Timberland boots, the one that has the heel, right?
And I actually took it
She
off.
takes off her boot to show me her feet and says, see? And I'm like, okay now. Yeah. I think I like her, right? So now she says, you know what? Let's get out of here. Let's go to the other side of the building. And when we went to the other side of the building, we had way more privacy. It was ultra quiet on that side. Everybody was looking for us throughout the whole night.
Man, we was chit-chatting for a long time.
We were there for about probably man.
And it wasn't no kissing up. It was just
Right.
basically
We was just
walking.
talking. We was on the other side of the building just in case somebody thinks some old dirty mess.
Yeah.
We were just on the other side of the building talking, chopping it up.
So that's the key.
Basically getting to know one another.
Yes.
Um,
Do you
because
think that happens?
What's that?
That don't happen
No.
today.
That people don't even chit chat to get to know one another anymore.
Yeah.
But my point is, she pretty much knew what she wanted. I knew what I wanted, if that makes sense.
Isn't that something? And I was 17.
I was going on 16.
16.
I was 15 going on 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So pretty much I knew what I wanted. She knew what she wanted. And it's almost like she knew what I liked. So she pretty much advertised herself, made it very clear what she's into, X, Y, and Z. And we was pretty much chopping it up on the other side of the vibe was
To 4 or 5 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning, yeah.
We were there for about we were there
To the next morning.
yeah, we were there talking all night, literally. I had to go to work, but I just stayed there and chopped it up. My cousins and them probably went and walked home. They probably thought that I left. I end up coming home. Everybody was pissed with me, but it is what it is. So we there talking, and the vibe was just natural.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this.
It was authentic.
Yeah, it was authentic because she was interested in me as much as I was interested in her. And it seemed like the more we talked, the more interest we had in one another. And what I'm realizing is in today's day, people don't have that.
Wow, and I came around every day.
Every day.
Mind you, you lived at a certain distance. I didn't even live in Flatbush area.
So she literally...
I came from Coney Island.
Right, she came from Coney Island. And what happened is I think your mom had bought you a car.
Yeah.
Your mom had bought you a car.
But that's later on.
Yeah, that's later on. But I'm trying to give some more details of how you used to travel by train. And she would be there every day.
Every day.
every single day to come around the way,
Yeah.
right? And eventually she got a car so that she could pretty much drive back and forth.
Yeah, I was working.
Right.
And stuff like
And basically what I'm trying to show you is we met in an organic setting.
Yes.
It wasn't like I went out there looking.
Right.
I didn't go out there looking for this woman. I did not do that. She didn't go to the party saying,
for a
okay,
man.
I'm going to find me a man.
Nope.
We went there just to chill
And I went to the party just to have fun.
because she likes to dance.
Yeah, I like to
She's Guyanese, so they love music, they love to dance and stuff like that. And that's the culture. So I'm more reserved, laid back. I like to just chill, stay quiet, stay out of the way. And for whatever reason, she saw that in the party. Everybody else was just wilding out. I was more or less reserved and just like this, kind of just observing. And she most likely saw me for whatever reason and made her choice. And this is what goes back to what I said about how women actually choose. Women are the ones who choose. And as a man, you need to make sure that a woman choose you. Because a lot of times when you choose her, if she's not really into you, then it's not going to work.
So if you see something or you see someone that you're interested in,
You got to go.
You got to approach
and
them.
and approach. And what she's basically saying is if you're a woman and you see a particular man that you're interested in, you need to go and talk to him and introduce yourself
Make that move.
and make it clear, because that's going to give him the green light to know, okay, cool, she's into me. I can now do my thing and talk my talk and promote and introduce myself and let her get to know me and I get to know her. And it could be an organic situation. And I feel that in today's day, when it comes to dating, this is one of the missing links on why relationships in today's day don't work. It's because when people get together, they don't have a mutual attraction. It's not like when we met, it was under natural circumstances.
Yes.
You're partying, I'm at the party. We saw each other.
It just happened.
And it just happened. And now today, 31 years, 4 daughters, we're still together.
Right.
So there got to be something.
We didn't have young pregnancies. No.
Right. We didn't have no young pregnancies. There was no teen pregnancies.
teen.
There was none of that stuff going on.
Actually, we planned our children.
All our children was planned.
It was like people were looking at us. We got married in our 20s, early 20s.
Right, early 20s.
And people were looking at us like, where's your kids? Remember that?
Yeah.
Where your kids?
Every minute it was like, where are your
Something's
kids? Why you ain't have no kids yet? Could you have kids? Something wrong with you?
No, we were just having fun.
We was just doing our thing, building ourselves up, and
Bike
we knew the appropriate time. All right, we knew exactly what was the appropriate time. We didn't want to bring children in the world and either we're struggling or getting to learn something or going through something. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to make sure that, and I'm not saying you can't have kids when you're young. You can. The point is, for us, we knew the appointed time. Each and every one of our children were actually planned. It wasn't one of them things where a woman got pregnant.
Oops.
Like, oops, we got pregnant. No, these pregnancies were planned and documented, meaning we are going to get pregnant. Boom. You understand?
Yeah.
Even down to me calling forth the sex of the child. Or I'm going to have this daughter, that daughter. This is how we planned it. It got to the point when we was on our first child, and I wanted my daughter first, right? And basically, when she delivered the child, the baby, I remember the nurse came in and says, "Oh, your son, your baby boy is here." And I got upset because I'm like, what baby boy? Where's my girl? Where's my daughter? Like,
that's what
because
we were told.
We were told and we had all the documents. I'm like, nah, y'all must have switched the baby or something. You know what I'm saying? So once the lady realized she made an error, she came back and she apologized. I guess that boy was somebody else's kid because they had other women in there giving birth too. So I don't know, or maybe she just made a mistake. But my point in bringing all of that up is how relationships back then, it was built upon a man and a woman coming together because they really are into one another. It was a purpose.
Yes, it was a purpose.
It was a purpose of us coming together. And I feel that in today's day, when men and women come together, they don't have any purpose other than hooking up to sleep with the woman, or if a woman want a man that got money. Nowadays, women are just about, oh, he got to make 6 figures.
There's no natural attraction, you know?
Well, there is attraction where they just want something. They attracted to either the money or they're attracted to just wanting to sleep with the woman. But what you're talking about is natural attraction to have a relationship.
Right, and getting to know.
Okay.
Someone.
Okay, explain it.
That's not happening today, you know? I think when you meet someone, it's supposed to be organically, and it's just let it happen naturally. Don't go out there forcing to make it happen, if you will. Like, you know, that's what I think.
Give an example of what you mean by forcing.
Just going out there, just looking and seeking. Just go out there and just be you, be who you are, and it'll.
But you say forcing, so you have to think about the viewer and what they're understanding. Mm-hmm. You have to give them an example of what it means by force. For example, to force a relationship would be, this man, you know, he's not husband material. Okay. You know he's not father material. You know he don't got no job. He don't got no ambition. He don't got nothing popping. You just like him because you're sexually attracted to him. But he don't really got the desire to be with you long term.
Okay.
But you're trying to entrap him with a pregnancy, or become intimate with him in hopes that will make him stay.
Okay.
That is forcing a relationship that don't even supposed to be a relationship. See, she's not getting to know the man. She just figured if she sleep with him, it will make him want to stay. Too many times women do that. And they don't realize that a man will sleep with you, but he won't stay long term. See, when I met my wife as a teenager, we've been through the ups and downs. We've been through the good, the bad, the ugly. It's my mom that actually was rooting for her.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, remember, I was a young teenager. You know, I had all sorts of girlfriends.
Yeah, and you weren't thinking about settling down.
I wasn't interested in no settling down stuff. And I can recall my mom always hanging with my wife or my girlfriend back then.
Yeah, I was always, like
she
I
was
said,
at the
I
house
was there
every day. She was at the house every single day.
She was like, don't worry, Marsha, you in there. You my daughter-in-law. She was just calling it forth.
And I used to literally argue with my mom, say, stop saying that.
Why is she here?
Stop speaking these things into existence. And she would keep doing this over and over and over.
And she had to basically tell him, you know, listen, any girl that take care of your mom, she's a good girl. Because
back then my mom had cancer, and she was in the hospital, and my wife took care of her as a teenager.
Yeah.
Like she would be at the hospital with her every day.
Clean her up, wipe her up, everything. And
would be at the hospital and stay at the hospital sometimes and maintain her while she's there going through all sorts of problems. So
I love my mother-in-law. I was there every day for her.
Every day?
I mean, from day one, we clicked.
It was to the point where people thought that you were her daughter.
Yeah. He had to say, no, Ma.
Right. It got to the point where they hanging out so much, you thought that she was my mom's daughter.
Especially like when I first met her.
Right.
She thought that I was actually her daughter.
Yeah.
Her missing daughter.
That's what she thought.
Yeah.
So, it went on from that moment where my mom, all right, let me go back to the part where I think we had an argument and we broke up.
Oh, yeah.
And you still was coming around the house.
I still was coming around.
Now imagine this, guys. You break up with your girlfriend, but she's so cool with your mom, she's still coming around the house.
And I was like, he don't hate me.
So she's there coming around the house. She's coming around the house. I'm entertaining other girlfriends, right? And I would literally come around the house with my girlfriends.
In my face.
Right? In her face, mind you. And my mom would literally tell her, don't worry about them.
Yeah.
They ain't in there.
You in there.
You stay here with me, I guarantee you gonna be with him. And I used to be there like, I don't know, but that's not happening. And lo and behold, little by little, my mom would always come to me and be like, you have to treat her right. She really like you. And, I'm your mother. I'm trying to tell you everything gonna be okay. And, you have to give the girl a chance. And, she really good for you, because, I'm your mother and I know what's right. And look at these other girls, they know good. This one here, she take care of me. She this, she that. And, a typical Panameña mother, because that's how she is. My entire family is from Panama. And my mother always encouraged me to give her that opportunity. And to be honest, that is the reason why I decided to marry her. It's because my mom had so much confidence in her.
She loved me so much.
And she had so much love for her. And she literally told me, she said, she is the one. She will always be there with you. She ain't going to be like these other ladies.
Even grandma loved me.
Even my grandmother.
They loved me so much that I came over there so much, they were like, no, don't leave.
Right.
Don't leave. Stay.
They even offered you a key.
Yep, stay.
They offered her a key for her to come when she want and said, you can stay here if you want.
Yep.
That's how much they looked at her as being with me. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, our journey had good, it had the bad, it had the ugly, but through all of that, we stuck together. And I think that's one of the other missing links in a lot of relationships today, is that they don't know how to go through the good, the bad, the ugly. Right. They only want the good.
They cave in.
They only want the good. They don't want the ugly, they don't want the bad. The minute there's some turbulence, they give up.
You have to begin to learn to grow, build a foundation with one another.
Explain
That's
foundation.
the key. The foundation starts from the root, the base. Like, you have to be rooted and grounded.
If you have a foundation, you have to have the right materials.
Right.
All right. So if you're building a relationship and you start off with the foundation, the materials got to be right.
Yes.
So if a relationship is to be successful today, they can't build with straw. They have to build with the proper material. So wouldn't that be having roots?
Right.
Like a plant, a tree has roots.
And good fruits.
Well, the fruits can't come forth without them roots growing.
That's true.
When you build something, it has to be rooted. So a relationship have to be rooted and grounded. It's just like how you have a lot of people, they say, I fell out of love. How? If you're rooted. A palm tree can withstand all kinds of weather. It'll just lean and bounce right back. But in today's culture, when people are dating or in a relationship, the first sign of trouble, people leave.
Right.
Why? Because they're practicing what? Divorce. Anytime you're dating and you break up with someone and you get with another person and you break up and get with someone else and you break up and you get with someone else, you're practicing divorce.
And you're practicing getting hurt, disappointed.
What you're basically doing is saying it's easy and convenient to leave. This is why it's so easy for people to get out of relationships, because they were never rooted. If it's so easy to get out of a relationship and get into a new one, then there was never no love at all.
And if you never go through anything, how are you gonna
be able to develop and learn about one another?
And I think the main key is, like, how do you know? Because that's a lot of questions that a lot of women think about. Like, how do I know if I have a good man?
Well, in order for you to know you have a good man,
you have to be a good woman.
You have to be a good woman.
Yes.
This is why the Bible says that for every wicked man, there'll be appointed a wicked woman.
Yes.
And for every godly man, there will be a godly woman. So if you are a woman that keep attracting bad men, I have bad news for you.
You are what you attract.
You're not a good woman. It's just that simple. If you can be honest with yourself and take personal accountability and say, you know what? You're right. I'm not a good woman. Then that is going to be the first step to actually overcoming this dilemma. Because believe it or not, a lot of women don't like to take accountability for things like this. A lot of times women are the ones that attract the kind of men that they meet.
But they may say, I'm good, I'm good.
You're not good. How you good? You keep attracting bad men. You're not good. You're not making good choices. Because the men that you meet is a representation of who you are. You might be a woman that got bad energy on you and you don't even realize it. Just look at the kind of men you keep attracting. If you're attracting men that are abusive, men that are disrespectful, men that are not committed, men that take advantage of you, then you got to really check yourself and say, wait a minute now, something is wrong with me because I keep allowing myself to open up a door, letting in men that are no good. You got to make the decision to say, wait, I got to do better. So if you keep allowing men in your life that is taking advantage of you, that's not the man's fault. This is something that you keep doing to yourself. You keep letting in men that are no good. If you have your front door of your house open and flies and mosquitoes are coming in, that's your fault. You left the door open. You have to have barriers and protections in place to prevent these things, such as a screen door. Whereas you can open your door, but there's a screen door that is closed, preventing the bugs from coming in. So if you want a good quality man, you're going to have to learn how to, distinguish between.
Do some inventory. Do some inventory.
Well, you got to do inventory check on yourself. Mm-hmm. You got to also look at what exactly are you looking for and what you have as a woman.
Right.
In terms of what you have to offer. And if you don't see that in that man, then you got to let him go. This is why it's very important for women to have fathers or any sort of male figure that they could see that is, being that responsible man. A lot of times women want a man to be a provider, protector, and all of these different things. And when they get with a brother, he was none of that from the beginning. So she's just attracted to him physically. But mentally, spiritually, emotionally, that guy is unavailable. Or he's not an ambitious man. He don't have no plans of success. He's not a worker. He's not a go-getter. So now she become frustrated because now she got to take up the mantle of taking care of that man like he's one of her children. And no woman really want that. But in today's culture, that's what's happening. Okay. Why is it that in today's day, women are taking care of men?
Because it's reminding them, wow.
Why in today's day are women taking care of men?
Because maybe it reminds them of their son.
No, because how do we know they have children? It's because they are doing what their mother did. Okay. Their mom was a single mom. So because their mother was a single mother, naturally, she feels it's her responsibility to take care of this man. So because women are reducing themselves down to being an example like their mother, because they can only replicate what they've been raised to do.
And isn't it likewise with the sons as well?
Well, that's why the sons depend on a woman to take care of them.
Right.
Because the boy been raised by his mother. He never seen a father go out there to work. So the sons look for a girlfriend to provide and protect him. He don't no longer know how to be a man, how to be a warrior, how to be anything other than dependent on mommy. So this is why you have a lot of guys that will get with women to take care of them. You have a lot of men out there, ladies, that don't have no credit. They don't know nothing. And what they do is they'll get with a woman and survive year after year after year, getting with this woman, that woman, that woman. Why? So that he can now live a lifestyle of women taking care of him. And all he do is become intimate with these women. He might have babies with these women. But if you really do your due diligence and check, the woman is the one doing all the work. She's doing all the work. She goes to work. She takes care of the house. She pays the bills. And he don't do anything but sleep with her.
Some women, they love it because
Well,
they probably don't want their man in the street.
But see, that's not going to prevent your man from not being in the street. Just because you're a working woman and your man is a bum and he stays home, that does not mean that's going to make him never get with another woman. A man by nature is going to be attracted to women. So if you think as a woman that you could just do this and do that, and that's going to make him stay home and never be attracted to another woman, think again. That's not going to stop him. First of all, you shouldn't even be trying to stop him from being with another woman. You should allow that man to just be that man. And eventually that man is going to make his choices and do what needs to be done. Because if you try to do something to prevent him from doing this and doing that, then that means you're trying to control a man. And that's something you don't want to do. And there's a lot of women that do that today. They figure if they buy their man stuff, put their man in their house, that he's going to behave himself and never be with some other woman.
And then when he don't behave himself, they're ready to flip and throw him out.
Well, they always do that. You see their clothes coming out the window.
Yeah.
This is why, listen, anytime you see a woman throwing clothes out a window, it's her house and she brought him in. And because he didn't do what he had to do, she kicked him out. And it's because these men are reducing themselves down to being children. So women are treating them like children, kicking them out the minute they do something wrong. And see, this is why as a man, you should never move in with a woman in her house. You're supposed to have your own place as a man doing your own thing until you both decide on what y'all want to do. Either y'all could both keep y'all places and meet in the middle and just have that relationship that way where she got her space, I got my space, or you both decide to get something together, right? And make that one for both of you.
That is what happened with us.
Right. That's exactly what happened. You see?
Eventually.
Right.
You know.
We eventually got our own place, did our own thing, and got together. And they said it was going to be hard. You remember the parents, it was like, when you get out there, it's going to be difficult. Remember?
Yeah.
It wasn't difficult. It's actually easy. There was some struggles, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as they made it seem.
We stuck through it, and we went through it together, and we were determined to get our first place together.
Right. And that's something that we all had to learn. And I think that in today's day, when it comes to dating and relationships, men in particular, they don't really know or have the mentality of being a husband, being a father, or being with a woman long term. I think that a lot of men, when they meet women, they just want to sleep with them. They see a woman, they just want to sleep with her. They don't really see her as, oh, I want this woman to be in my life long term.
Because they say that there's no good woman out there.
No, that's an excuse. The truth is those men are not good men. Because how could you be a good man and it seems like every woman you get with is bad?
That's true.
No,
yes.
you're a wicked man, and your intentions is wicked. That's why no relationship worked for you.
And first of all, if you're not with the Most High.
Well, if you're not with the
another
Most High, see, here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand this, right?
Yeah.
It's not about if you're not with the Most High. Because you could be a person that never read the Bible.
That's true.
You could be a person that never quoted scriptures, and you have zero relationship with God. But you're a decent man.
Your heart is...
And you're making good decisions.
That's true.
And because of your good decisions, you can still have a good outlook on life. How is it that we were able to make these decisions?
But remember the foundation. We both went and got to know the Most High, and we were reading the Bible together.
Well, we did.
Things like that. So
we did that,
helped us
but that
along
was
the way.
later down the road.
Yeah, but that helped us along the way.
It helped, but what I'm trying to make you understand is that you don't want to say or make it look like the only way you can have any sort of success in a relationship is if you're with the Most High.
Yes. You're
Because when we met, we didn't have the Most High.
That's right.
But we could always flip it and say, well, the Most High brought us together. Because he is all powerful and he could do what he want to do. It has nothing to do with you being with him or not. He's the one who know your heart. So he could be the one who have brought us together, because think about it. We're here today.
Yeah.
So he's the one who brought us to that party. And it had nothing to do with me reading scriptures. So what I'm saying
We
is,
just grew together in it.
right.
Okay.
But so what I'm saying is, the same way we did that is the same way somebody today can do similar things, and it had nothing to do with them reading the scripture. I don't want to limit it down to reading the scripture, or you had to have this personal relationship with God in order, because that's what religion does.
Yeah, that's true.
Religion is always telling women, oh, pray to Jesus and he's going to send you a husband. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Jesus is not sending you no husband. That's never going to happen. You got to go out there and meet people. You got to make moves. You got to do things. Relationships are not being successful today because most people that come together in relationships, they have selfish motives. The man just want to sleep with the woman just want a Birkin bag. None of them have any morals and values. They have no purpose other than being selfish. So if you have two selfish people trying to come together, they're never going to last.
So when you get into these relationships, you gotta go into the relationship with purpose.
Well, you got to have purpose.
Yes.
You have to have purpose. It can't just be a physical attraction. It have to be a spiritual attraction. It have to be a mental attraction. And you have to say to yourself, we're going to fulfill purpose together.
Because then you hear a lot of people say, oh, I want to remain single, or oh, I don't want to have children.
Or I'm living more happy being single in 2024 and beyond. Meaning the single life is the best life that I'm living. This is what they're saying in today's day.
Because there's no hope for relationships.
Well, that's why they're
saying.
saying that.
Yeah.
It's really a coping mechanism. They're saying that because they're really lonely. They're not happy with their life. Most are miserable. So
And still searching.
they gave up on searching.
Really?
Because it seemed like every time they get into a relationship, it's the same demon. It's the same cycle. You have a lot of women that are tired of just getting with different guys and actually sleeping with different guys. There's some women that are tired of that life. They really want to get that over with, so they just say to themselves, you know what, I'm done doing this. I'm done. I'm done with relationships. I'm done with finding love, because they're disappointed.
Or they're done with finding love and relationship, but they'll still be out there doing what they're doing.
Well, that's going to only cause more problems, because you're talking about them sleeping around.
Yeah, because...
Well, that's another problem. You have a lot of women that will say, I'm done with relationships. I'm not trying to get married. Single life is better. But yet they're still out there sleeping with other men. That's not going to help you as a woman, because anytime you lay up with a man, you're going to go through what is known as a metamorphosis, where she's going to develop a soul tie. But the thing is, the more men she sleep with, the more his DNA will be inside of her. You have a lot of women that have the DNA of multiple men inside of them.
She becomes that man.
Yeah. She literally take on the characteristics and the nature of that man. That's what goes on when a woman sleep with a man. She goes through a metamorphosis, and she begins to change and transform into that type of man. Spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, she becomes that man. His spirit is in her.
Wow.
So if she's sleeping with multiple guys, she's taking on the DNA and the spirit of all of those men. And this is why a lot of women suffer from emotional issues. They have certain traumas, certain insecurities, fears of being left alone, fear of getting pregnant and raising a child by themselves. And it sabotages any future relationships, because now she begins to punish the new man that meant her no harm.
So there's no pair bonding.
Well, there's no pair bonding because she's been abusing her body. When a woman allows herself to lay up with different men, she loses the elastic stretch, the elastic repellent, the elastic band, similar to a rubber band. When you take a rubber band, at one point in time, the rubber band was able to wrap around certain things. But if it keep getting stretched, then what happens is it loses its ability to bond. It's just like some duct tape. If you take a duct tape and you take a piece off and you take it on a sweater that has lint and you go like this and you pat it down, what happens is that duct tape has lint. So if you now take the linty duct tape and try to stick it to the wall, it could no longer pair bond. Okay. So that's the same way with a woman. The more she sleep with different men, she loses her ability to pair bond with a man. So when she finally meet a good man, it's difficult for her to grow in love with that man because of the trauma and the hurt and the pain from all the previous relationships. It prevent her from moving forward. So she loses her ability to bond. And this is why a lot of times women say, well, I don't care about love. Forget about love. The reason why is because of all the bad relationships they've been in. That's why. So when we look at relationships and dating in today's day, right? From a woman's perspective, what do you think women should be doing to put themselves in preparation on not only meeting a good quality man, but maintaining a positive relationship with a man? What kind of advice would you give women to start off with? In other words, if they're trying to attract a quality man, what are some things they need to do about themselves to prepare for that?
Well, some things that they need to do is to begin to get to know yourself.
Know yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Be happy and content and be who you are and be about your business. Just do you. Be happy. Have fun. Just don't even think about relationships at the moment. Just focus on what you have to do as a woman. But most people, most women, they try to say, oh, I'm going to school, this, and build myself up. And, so they try to mask all those things. Like most majority of women, that's what they do. Mm. So they might say, oh, I'm in school, I'm trying to build myself up to be this independent woman. And they may get there and some may not. But I believe maybe when they do get there and now that they're trying to find this particular individual, or if they so-called made it, in their studies or whatever they're trying to do, and they try to find this mate that they're looking for, or if it comes to them, then that's maybe a different level, probably. I don't understand,
See, what I'm trying to get out of you to give the people is advice on what a woman needs to do to prepare herself for a relationship. Remember, you're married. Mm-hmm. So what have you done? What are you doing right now to maintain who you are, your integrity, the way you are as a woman? What is sustaining your relationship? How can a woman who is looking at you right now get her life in order to have success? What kind of advice from a woman's point of view? Because you're saying for her to just do her thing, be happy. What is that doing to attract a man?
So what's sustaining me in my relationship is getting up under my husband's vision and helping him to be a helpmate to my husband.
So good advice would be for women to understand their role.
Right, to understand their role and get, like if you're married, get up under.
But they can't get up under because they don't have a man. So
that's
again,
what I said, if they're married.
Well, they're not married. Again, the question is advice for women to prepare. So they're not with nobody.
Okay.
So the first goal based on your answer is them understanding their role as a helpmate. Because if they don't know that, they could not move any further.
Okay.
They can't be happy. How could you be if she don't even know her role? It's just like women want a man to be a provider, protector, and all this other stuff. And if we're not that, they look at us as a bum. But now when we're a man and we look at a woman and we're like, well, we want a woman who is a helpmate, a woman who understands her role, a woman that know how to cook, a woman that know how to clean, a woman that want to raise children.
Right. Okay.
If a woman don't have none of these qualities, she's not prepared for anything.
So your role is to be submissive, to help that man, just be the woman who you are.
Be the woman who you are. Listen, let's try to get this thing clear because again, ladies and gentlemen, She's learning
Yeah,
as
I'm
she
learning
go.
as I go.
She knows all the answers
Yes, but
because she been with me for 31 years. So she knows the answers to all of these different things. So I'm going to try this thing again for everybody to understand. There are things that you do every single day in this house. There are things that you've been doing for years. Things that have been maintaining this relationship. There are things that you know, things you've experienced. Number one, you know how to cook. You're a good cook. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So what if you didn't know how to cook? You think that would be something I would be happy with?
no, that wouldn't be beneficial for you.
Okay, so don't you think that it's important for a woman to know how to cook?
Yes, it's important for a woman to learn how to cook, clean.
Okay,
keep a house,
so
a home
is that
clean.
hard to not say?
No, but I probably misunderstood.
No,
what
no,
you were
you have
trying
to
say, 'cause you were
understand.
saying the roles.
Look, those people right there are looking to you. The ladies are looking to you to have advice. You know why? Because they see me. I already have a lot of haters. They're going to always accuse me of not letting you speak. They're going to accuse me of being ultra controlling. They're going to accuse me for everything because they're upset that you're with me. You understand? You have a lot of people that's like that. Not saying the people that rock with me, but I got a lot of haters that are always trying to put a battery in her back. That's never going to happen, guys. Like, she's not going to accept your batteries in her back. I've seen videos where people literally saying my wife should leave me.
Yeah.
And like, what do you have to say to those type of people that say, oh, you should leave me?
That's not right. That's I don't.
That's sick.
Sick. Yeah.
Like who has that kind of energy and time to be telling a woman they don't even know you should leave this person? It sounds like jealousy
I
to
don't
me.
understand why would a person say that. Like,
It's called jealousy, hate. That just goes to show that there's a lot of people that really have evil in their heart. But forget about them. They're not really that important. The important thing right now is
so you
women.
want me to be by myself.
They would rather you be by yourself. Basically, they would rather you get with a Pookie and Ray Ray than be with me. A man that leads, guides, protects, provides. That's what they're basically saying. So it's confirmed that a woman should know how to cook.
Cook, clean, keep a clean home, raise the children.
So her personal hygiene, taking care of her body.
Learn how to dress.
These are things that women should know how to
Your
do.
man.
Because why? It's important for her to attract the man. So if a woman is clean, smell good, dress good, keep her house clean, she knows how to cook, these are traits that women should be able to cultivate and get to understand. She have to know her role. Just like women want men to be providers and protectors, a woman got to know what her role is too. A woman's role is not to just be home watching TV looking cute. She got to know how to do certain things just like that man got to do things.
So although even though she, like you said, even if she doesn't have a man.
Even if she don't have a man.
Yeah.
She got to train herself into understanding what she got to do even when she's at home alone. The way she conduct herself around the house. She should know how to move as if though a man is there. A woman, in my opinion, if she lived by herself, she should be moving around that house and taking care of that house as if though she already got a family. She should be dressing a certain way around that house, moving around that house as if though she already got a man. Because what that's going to do is going to make her understand what to do. But if she just get with a brother and she don't have a clue what to do, she's going to be doing things sloppy. She's not going to have things in order. And the man is going to notice that she don't have any skills. He's going to notice that she don't have any qualities of a wife. And he's going to say to himself, she looks attractive. She look good enough to sleep with,
But not enough.
but I don't want to go the next route with her. I don't think she's a good fit. And that's where we are right now.
So quality.
Quality is very important. So women have to have the characteristics of a wife before they even get married. Because most guys are not even trying to marry a woman in today's day because of the system is against men, child support. There's so many different things that keep men away from wanting to commit in these relationships, but they don't mind sleeping with a woman.
I have a question. So what do you do, or how would you say, like, what if a woman don't have those type of qualities because of the way they were raised.
If she don't have the right quality, she will be single for the rest of her life. If a woman don't have any good wife quality traits, she will be single and miserable for the rest of her natural life. There's no way around that. All you got to do is look at society.
So ladies, you got to get it together.
That's what you got to do. So you know what? We're going to have a part 2 on this particular series and give you more insight and understanding on what you can do to not only have successful relationships, but how to maintain them. And we hope that you enjoyed the stream. We hope that you enjoyed this particular video and that you got something out of it to give you a broader idea of what makes relationships successful. There got to be a purpose between you and your partner in order for things to move forward. But it takes two to tango. It cannot be where a man is doing everything to do the right thing and a woman is just kind of sitting there looking cute. Cute ain't going to help a relationship stay together. It's beneficial for certain things, but for the most part, it takes the both of you understanding what the purpose is.
That's why we have to have part 2.
That's why we have to have part 2. That's right.
That way a woman can learn how to get up under that man.
Right.
Vision.
She has to know her role.
First.
Because see, when you say get up under in today's day with today's modern woman, the independent woman, she don't want to get up under anything.
Right.
So, and also if a woman don't rep the Most High and she's not submitted to Christ, she ain't going to be able to understand what it means to serve a man.
All right, so that'll be important too.
We're going to have to talk about that in part 2, ladies and gentlemen. So, hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel, right? And also subscribe to our new channel, We Gotta Talk TV. That's We Gotta Talk TV. Make sure you subscribe today, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the Ringo TV reaction channel. If you like our content, support my Cash App, $Ringo TV Raw. And I'll catch you all on the next video. As you know the drill, I got to get up to go to the camera.
Peace.
To turn it off. Peace and blessings. We out.